Hey guys, Dazzler Magic here, and I wasn't going to cover this because it's just so awfully stupid, but I had to. Because it's just so awfully stupid. So they did it, they revealed right here, somebody in fancy white gloves allegedly, holding the actual one of one, will allegedly be inserted into one lucky collector's booster pack from Lord of the Rings set. Complete with their fancy white gloves, and wait a minute, okay, are those grippy silicone gloves the last thing you should ever touch a collector's card with because the friction coefficient is too high? And then what's up with that finger on the right? Did you use dirty gloves? Did you touch something before touching this? Did some of the ink on the card come off? What is going on there? So someone somewhere probably pointed that out, but what everybody was pointing out is this appears to have a curve to it. And don't say it's the camera lens being round and whatever and being garbage. That happens at the edges, not the center. Another thing I want to point out, while we're just pointing out everything all at once, is with my 20 years of Photoshop experience, I can almost assure you they have messed with this. They appear to have lazily altered the saturation of the entire photo. Those reds are popping more than they would if it's CMYK ink. And then why is the entire background glowing green like they're next to a swimming pool that's been over-chlorinated at a cheap hotel? I think they just brought it all up to make it pop. And that is, wow. It's one of one, okay? It doesn't matter if it's curled. It doesn't matter if it's not going to grade at a 10. It doesn't matter if you leave a big greasy fingerprint on the front because you're not wearing gloves or you nick up the side. It's one of one, okay? There's nothing to compare it to. They could laser print it on some beef jerky. Still worth a pile of money. Now, I heard someone made an offer of like, I don't know, $1 million or something. That's like a standing offer. I do not believe that. Based on who it was, I thought, it's maybe possible. Maybe they would follow through on it. But I have now since forgotten who that was. Based on cards like this that I've seen, like Splendid Genesis and like that one Yu-Gi-Oh card that just sold, I don't see this getting to even $500,000. It's a controversial set. It's going to sell like crap. And here's the thing. My theory is because it's going to sell so poorly, this is going to end up in some kind of like landfill or recycling or reseller or something somewhere. And since they don't want that to happen because this is a marketing stunt to get headlines, I think, in my opinion, that they're planning to just hand this off to some rainbow-haired lefty freak. So if it shows up in one of those people's hands, get ready for everybody who agrees with me, which let's just say it's not an unpopular opinion, to say, hey, wait a minute. That's odd. That seems like a low probability thing. And I've seen that documentary about the Monopoly game at McDonald's. The other theory I have is that they put this in a very early serial number to make sure it gets pulled not too soon. They don't want like the we sent it ahead of time to some, douchey Twitter people with like 800 followers because of their politics. And then they opened it so you can't open it. But if they put it on the tail end, they risk it not being within the sold amount, and it'll be within the boxes that the distributor ends up getting stuck with. People are going to buy this as a long shot lottery thing, which don't. Boycott this trash, please, come on. They're going to do it in the first week or two. I mean, they're going to do it on pre-order. But I think WOTC doesn't want this just floating around out there as a mystery. But then again, that would be kind of a cool story, but it wouldn't get them the huge headlines. But what's getting headlines right now, to circle back, the one thing that everybody's focusing on is the fact that it appears to already be curled. My gosh. And this looks like, to get that gold pop, isn't that the alternate foiling method? So unless they're squeezing it, this really shouldn't be curling. And honestly, here's my theory. I think they are squeezing it. Look at the lighting on the left side versus the right. You wouldn't get that harsh of a gradient without putting some pressure on it. So I think the person just didn't know what the hell they were doing. And like I said, that looks like a foil etched card, which tend to not curl. But it would be even funnier if this was a just curled piece of crap by the time somebody got it. That would be hilarious. So that's what everybody's fixated on. I did want to throw this out there now that we've seen the actual image. And side by side, look at those reds. I'm just saying, that red does not look like anything a camera would come up with. There's a lot wrong with that photo. But this is on their promotional website. And I was caught up on the fact that it says digital render, not actual card. And I thought, it's going to look slightly different. They're going to mirror it, or they're going to enlarge or shrink the art, or I don't know, why are they so fixated on that? Like I said, it's one of one. It could be a drastic to the left miscut, and who cares? That is so not the point. But I thought, oh, to keep people from counterfeiting it, they're not going to show the real. Oops, nope, they did. Okay, well, someone's going to counterfeit that because you've now given them the digital render and the real version. Not the easiest thing in the world to fake, but some people are going to do it. So prepare for multiple people to fake open it, and with some sleight of hand or whatever, reseal, or, there's all kinds of ways to do that. You guys have seen me do it as a joke. But then they'll pull this out and be like, oh, what is this? Oh, this is written in, I can't even read it. And they'll like rip it up and then just wait for 10 million views to show up. Then reveal it was a prank and haha, you believed me. Oh, you're so dumb. Also subscribe. Also, here's a sponsored post. Do I get my free internet money points yet? So that's going to happen. But I will say, I think I put it all together. After looking at them side by side, reconsidering what they would have possibly done, there is a rainbow overlay on this version of the card, the digital one. That's why they wanted to mention digital render, not actual card, because anybody could look this up and say, well, that real one, allegedly real one, doesn't look like this because it doesn't have a rainbow. Well, the rainbow is supposed to indicate that it's a foil, but even that's not how they usually do it. So they just put that in there as an anti-counterfeiting measure. That would be pretty hard to undo. Also, it's WOTC. They will put a rainbow on literally anything, any chance they get. Other than that, I couldn't spot any differences in the art, the lettering, the font, the spacing, nothing. So they didn't really change anything else. But yeah, the rainbow's gone. Well, watch for my fake video pretending to open it where the title is some sensationalist nonsense and maybe a real convincing Photoshop job now that we have a real one. And it's probably just going to be me flipping off the camera and tell a WOTC to eat a dick. So, subscribe if you want to miss that. Don't buy this racist bullshit, and I'll see you guys next time.